What is going on, guys? This is the Treyguey Podcast. We're here with Don Cremazo.
Yo, what's going on, everybody?
And we have another special guest this time, hometown from Chicago. He kind of left us a little bit for the warm weather. What's going on?
What's up, my people? This is Lyrik Cruz. Some of you guys know me as Andy.
Andy, yeah. I was actually going to pop that question before we got there. Yeah, so now that you got to it, tell us, how did Lyrik come up?
Well, it was always Andy Lyrik Cruz. You know, Lyrik is, I went to the Performing Arts High School here in Chicago.
Okay.
So that kind of, I used to write a lot of flows. I was never a rapper, but I used to write flows for the guys in school.
Floetry, some people say.
Yeah. It was very that.
Yeah.
So, you know, the guys started calling me Lyrik because I would always write.
Really? And it stuck with you?
And it stuck.
Now, did you choose the C or the K? Or like, why did you choose the...
Well, you know, back then we used to tag a lot.
Oh,
you know, we were
you were
taggers.
graffiti?
Okay.
Yeah. Shit.
So, you know, my original tagging name was Pint. P-I-N-T, but then when we did Lyrik, you know, you weren't gonna do C.
Damn.
That was
A K stands out.
Right,
Yeah,
that was
a
Mac
K definitely
corny,
stands
so
out.
then
Yeah.
I made it a K.
So you're a tagger, and I used to do when I was younger. Usually names are 4 letters. You went with the extra one because, and then the reason is because you have a specific time to tag before you get caught, right?
That's why it was Pint at first.
Yeah.
Would you put the R and the I together or the I and the K?
The I and the K.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah.
How long did you do graffiti for?
Well, it wasn't so much like I don't even want to seem like I was this great graffiti artist.
Let them know.
But you know, growing up here, and you know, I grew up in Humboldt Park and in Wicker Park, and that was just kind of the culture I grew up in. You know, so I was always around it. I never went as far as some of the people who bombed the trains and all of that. But you know, definitely I supported it and was a part of that culture.
It's art.
Yeah,
I love graffiti.
absolutely.
You know, and you go to places like Europe, they actually value that art.
Well, you know, street art is something that I respect to the utmost. You know, it is. You know, it's funny how here in the States we're still so behind in acknowledging it as a legit art form. But yeah, it's something that I appreciate and respect.
Dope. And you travel a lot too, so you get to see different types of art, right?
Yes.
So another type of art that you do is dance.
Yes.
Right, and you have your very own unique way of doing it, right? Because you added that fusion style to it.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about that. How did you come up with it?
Well, you know, growing up in Chicago, you know, it's like you're automatically born into house music. So I was a house head from birth, I say, because, you know, when people started separating this house craze, I'm like, that was my pop music, you know, like I knew about Frankie Knuckles before I knew about Britney Spears, you know. So you know, to me, I was born into house music. I'm Puerto Rican and I was born and raised in Humboldt Park. So salsa was also something, it wasn't a choice. It was something I was born into. And, you know, and hip hop, you know, this is Chicago, you know, hip hop influence was something that would, again, really big for me. So those were, you know, by nature, I was a street dancer. And then, you know, when I got into the Performing Arts High School and all that, then I started technically training in dance, which I knew was my calling. And, you know, then dance, you know, evolutionizes into what your heart is set in, you know. And for me, there was a long time that I did compromise my street dancing because, you know, when I got whatever the pseudo fame that you get in salsa, you know, I kind of wanted to live up to that salsero expectation and be that.
You still wanted
dancer.
that,
right? You know, so that's when I started wearing all the rhinestones and shit. And
but
those days are long gone.
Now your costumes are unique. You don't often see them.
Well, this is my thing. I just like to represent the street. You know, like what I'm trying to sell now in my shows is flavor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dancing is what I do, you know, and that's what we all do. So, but I don't, and again, nothing against how people want to interpret or translate what they create. My art is not for rhinestones and fringes. You know what I'm saying? My art is a little bit more raw, and I think when you propose good dancing, you don't have to mask it with anything.
Absolutely.
You know,
It speaks for itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I would assume that the rhinestones would never make up for the presence on stage.
Well, I think some people, you know, and now this is going to get a little controversial.
Go ahead.
But
Go
I'm
in.
also,
Go in on
very
it.
transparent. I think that some people are more concerned about having these rhinestones opposed to good dancing.
Performance.
You know,
Right.
good performance quality. You know, again, I'm a street dancer. I know B-boys who didn't have to wear anything but their backwards cap, a T-shirt, and jeans, and you know, steal the show.
It
You know
shows
what I'm
in your
saying?
performances in the stage. Honestly,
Yeah.
man, your
Well,
dancers are dope.
It was my influence. You know what I'm saying? So I like staying true to what I present and to what me and my dancers are. And a lot of my dancers, you know, they're also commercial dancers. They work in TV and film, and we just come from a different vibe, you know. So that's what we like to represent, especially when we come to a salsa event. You're gonna get what salseros are gonna give, and then Latin Rage likes to come and bring what we bring.
Their own little style.
What is the perception of like Latin dance in like the hip hop community?
Well, you know, it's one of the reasons, one of my biggest challenges and fights, you know, when I moved to Los Angeles to work in TV and film was people think when you hear salsa, they think it's just us dressing up in butterfly collar shirts and blazers and dancing at a nightclub. So, you know, it seems very watered down when people would say, well, he's a salsa dancer. Well, people don't understand that I studied salsa as a technique, as a discipline, you know, and that just as much as ballet is a dance discipline and jazz is a dance discipline, so is house, so is hip hop, and so is mambo, you know. And for me, I had a lot of club influence, but, you know, I went to New York and I trained with masters in mambo, you know, so I understood that there's a vocabulary, there's a language, and there's a syllabus for mambo dancing that the whole world doesn't understand that there is. So part of my my mission is to make sure that people understand that, you know, and coming from a trained dancer, it's kind of, I speak their language, so they're understanding more and more that mambo is not just a nightclub thing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so funny how whenever, which I hate anyone introducing me with a prefix, you know, of anything. But when they say he's a salsa dancer, no, I'm a dancer, and salsa is one of the things that I do. Something I love, definitely has been
one of the things.
Yeah,
right?
well, it's one of the dances that gave me the world. You know, like I got to travel the world 14 years dancing salsa. I'm never mad at that, but I'm also much more than that. I'm a dancer.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a dance artist. I'm not just a salsero, you know.
Yeah.
So
it goes deep into dance, not just a salsero, right?
Yeah, well, you know, because again, when people say salsa, especially in a commercial world, which, you know, are non-Latinos, all they associate it with is the nightlife.
Yeah.
And for me, after studying the culture and knowing the knowledge, knowing the roots, learning the history, this is a lot more than just a nightclub dance. You get me? And
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just what I'm out there trying to school
teach.
people
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. No, and I've taken your workshops out in LA, Chicago too, and they're just fun. Like I wouldn't say I'm the best salsa dancer. I'm a beginner, but just that little style that you add to it, man, it just gets me going. That dance, that house music into it, man. Like I'm from Chicago, so I'm grooving with it.
Well, yeah, you know, listen, I'm going to tell you one thing that I say, you know, Chicago taught me to become a good dancer, and New York made me a good dancer. You know,
Those are the roots, huh?
yeah. Well, you know, that was the journey for me.
Yeah.
You know, that's how it just worked out for me, and you know, I love to always, you know, I wear Chicago on my chest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it shows.
This is where I'm from. This is what I promote. I will never deny it, but I owe a lot of what happened in my dance career to New York.
Okay. Fair enough.
What was that moment in your training in New York where you felt like a made guy, and for yourself, for your own validation?
Honestly, I don't think I started feeling like I knew I had something to offer, obviously, and you know, any of us who do this and tell you that they don't have a bit of an ego are full of shit. We all have a little bit of an ego. This is why we do it.
Okay.
The moment that we start feeling that we were good, or
Dude, I'm digging
people,
that, yeah.
or that people started clapping for us, you know, something was right.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, what I was clear of is that I knew I always had something to offer, and I know that, you know, dancing was my release. It was how I released my passion and how I released my rage. You know, how I released everything I was angry about, everything I was happy about. You know, so it's the only relationship that never failed me. You get me? Was dance. So
Yeah, it's loyal one, right?
It's the only loyal one.
Yeah, shit.
So you know, that's and for me, when I tell my students, you know, this sounds really deep, but dance is deep.
Yeah.
You know, what I do to it has depth. You know, like this is not just a fly by the moment thing, and I just didn't run with it. This is something I studied and I sweat my ass off to learn. You know what I'm saying? And you know, my job even till today is to still become something better than mediocre. you know, and that was always my life goal. But going to performing arts high school, you know, you're not the only good one there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We all got accepted.
Yeah.
We all auditioned. So, you know, it keeps you on your toes. And for me, it was more than ever feeling like the it guy. It was more feeling that I had something to offer and people were interested in it, you know. But I look at this as an artist. Again, I'm not a nightclub dancer who then gained this pseudo celebrity.
Yeah, fame, right? Yeah.
You know,
it came to you.
Which, and don't get me wrong, was I really feeling myself in my 20s? Oof, you know.
Right. You got to live life.
You know, when everybody's calling you and you're getting booked and you see your face on flyers, you know, but I'm happy that was short-lived.
Yeah.
You know, because then you realize that, you know, I was able to find the quick cure to fame, and that's not what I'm here for.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I'm here is to, you know, I want my name to be remembered when I'm done with this.
Did you have a humbling moment that, like...
Yeah, I think my humbling moment has just been the fact that none of us are ever going to be bigger than the music.
Ooh.
Wow.
You know?
Deep.
And,
Deep.
And when I talk about music, I could get really emotional about it because I owe my life to it. A dream that seemed very far-fetched became attainable, but it became attainable through music, you know. And honestly, you know, I gave it the respect that it deserved, and I honored my discipline and I honored my gift, you know.
Wow.
But you know, a lot of people do that and don't get anywhere, you know. I also had the fight, you know, and coming from the hood, you know, like it was my only ticket out. At least that's what I thought at that time, you know. So this is where I gave it my all.
This is you throwing a baseball.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what? I appreciate you because I don't think we like music, but I don't think it gets recognized. And honestly, you're the first one that I've seen say that and promote it, right? If it wasn't for music, we wouldn't be here.
And listen, and no matter how great anyone thinks that any one of us are, there's always going to be somebody better that comes. Because generations keep evolutionizing.
Absolutely,
right?
yep.
But as long as you're true to what you offer, then you'll stay. You know, this is my 20th year doing congresses, and I'm only 38.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, so this is 20 years already of doing salsa stuff. Professionally, since I was 16 is when I got that first paycheck as a dancer, you know? So, you know, this is not just, this was never a hobby. This was my lifestyle.
Yeah. This is your living.
Yeah.
Okay. How do we get, like, social dancers to respect the music? Because I feel like they gravitate more towards dance, and I don't know,
and the experience.
And not respected the music.
Well, you can't school somebody who doesn't want to learn.
Ooh, I like that.
You know, to me, in the course of this career, you know, the ones who are teachable are the ones who make it. You know, the day that you become unteachable is the day that you won't move forward.
Okay.
You know, because even now, working in TV and film in Los Angeles, I'm a student again to a lot of things, but I love it.
Yeah.
I'm always in love with learning something that I don't know. You know?
Yeah.
And, you know, and I get to work, you know, fortunately with some pretty, you know.
Big names?
Not only big names, but people who are masters in the field of film and television. And I get to work on their teams. You know, I get to shadow them in movie sets that, again, seem so far-fetched once upon a time, but I get to get the best master classes by true masters, you know? So I love being a student of it. You know, and you know, to me that's how the ones that this works out for is because you know that being a student is what you have to always be.
Wow.
You know,
it's almost. I feel like it's almost like you're saying you need to humble yourself to kind of get.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the truth. True artists are humble.
Wow.
True
artists.
True artists, because we understand what this is.
Yeah.
And what this is not even something that I could fully explain to you. But it's one of those things like when you get it, you get it.
Yeah.
And you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you don't, you're gonna feel this pseudo celebrity because you're lost.
Yeah.
You're trying to find something, and the only thing that you can find is a way to stroke your own ego.
Hey, preach, brother.
Damn.
Preach. damn.
Hey, you're hyping me up right now.
Fuck. Yeah.
Well, it's just, again, I'm speaking from more than half of my life doing this.
Yeah.
And I bought into a lot of the bullshit.
Yeah.
I was young.
It happens.
And it happens.
Yeah.
But what's important is that you accept reality. You see, I understood that what I was pretending was fantasy. There was a reality after that.
Okay.
And then when you honor your reality, then it becomes really good.
Yeah.
Because then you're living who you really are.
Yeah.
And it's not a facade for anyone.
Just like a quick aside, like the reason I'm kind of like hyped right now is because I think weird experiences with us, like we kind of see this as our art, like this interview, podcast interview, and how to create content, and it gets very like demoralizing when like, oh, we didn't get enough views, enough listens, this and that. But I for me personally, I gotta remind myself, I'm doing this for the love of this.
And guys, let me say this to you: the reason why I said yes to this, first of all, is because anyone who's doing and attempting anything like this in Chicago will have my support. Also remember, I am a person with only 8,000 followers on Instagram who has never stopped working for 27 years in dance.
Okay. Yeah.
There's the truth.
8,000 followers, 10 million followers doesn't equal $1 million.
Right.
Ooh.
People
I humbly accept those.
Yeah.
And think about this, guys. This is just social media. And I get it. It's of this day and age. 8,000 people. The fact that 8,000 people are interested in what I do is a lot for me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Anyone that's interested in seeing me walling out the days that I do or being in rehearsal, what it is for me, it's my personal blog to go back to and look at every year and say, damn, because I didn't know how to reflect on my body of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I could say social media did help do for me. I was able to reflect on my year.
Yeah.
And say, damn,
It's like your library, right? Like everything you've done, you save it there.
And for me, if my social media is more, if I could inspire another kid from Chicago who, besides, I come from the hood. I was never the ideal body type for a dancer. I had everything working against me, but I made it work for me, And if another big bone kid could look at my pictures or look at my video dancing and say, fuck, I could do it too.
Yeah.
Lyrik did it.
Right.
That's what my purpose is with my social media.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the vanity of it, like honestly, que carajo me importa what anybody, what
carajo.
You're not gonna validate my career through it. Is what the biggest thing is. Like, my social media doesn't show my passport or passport number 3 now.
Or your bank account, for let's just say.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like nobody knows your every move. And I will never let it justify. Now, being an artist of this day and age, I have to stay up to date to what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I know the necessity for my classes, for my master classes, but this is not for views. This is for sharing.
Yeah.
You would keep dancing even though there was no camera, or it was in front of a stage. Yeah.
Well, I was dancing before it.
Yeah.
I remember my dance career was even before the YouTube era.
Yeah.
It started way before YouTube. So I wasn't, again, I keep up with it.
Yeah.
But that's not, I went to class to go take a class.
Yeah. You were before MySpace.
Yeah.
Damn.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm before mi gente. This is years.
Yeah.
Bro. This is years. And, but guys, don't ever let those views identify, because what you have to remember is that even if you got 60, the fact that 60 people stopped to listen to what you guys had to do,
Yeah.
bro,
You're right.
That's the win already.
You're right.
And the more real that you stay to what you're doing, that's gonna gravitate people to you.
Because we would have these conversations without a mic, and like this is just dope. Like, why don't we just put a mic in front of our mouths and just keep doing it?
And guys, keep doing it.
Yeah.
And I wish you guys the best. Again,
no, thank you.
Anyone from Chicago who is trying to find an outlet to expose our talent, expose our city.
Yeah.
This is one of the
Chicago's dope, right?
cities
Yeah. You've been all over the world, right? You've been all over the world, so
it's how I tell people, Can I ever live here again? Hell no. But am I super proud that this is where I come from? I think people get it by just my conversation.
I think you getting out of Homo Park and its accomplishments, because back then, explain to some of the listeners that Homo Park was rough. North Avenue, you know where that's at.
Well, listen, I grew up off North Avenue in Kedzie.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And I'm going to tell you, me and my family lived through, we lost my older brother to gang violence.
I'm sorry.
We lived a tough life, bro. Like, I lived that disastrous home life. Yeah. What I was blessed with was an amazing mother.
Yeah.
Who gave me morals, taught me to be ambitious. She got her college degree after having all three of us as a single mother. Wow. I got to see my mother graduate from college. Wow. That's some big shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I was 9 years old when I saw her graduate from college. So that, she still doesn't understand what that did for me and my psyche, from everything that we were living on North Avenue in Kedzie. I lived through the most gang-infested times of this city.
Yeah. It's a little rough. I probably shouldn't go there, but for the listeners that are not from Chicago, Humboldt Park, down that street, it's a huge park there. And, weekends will go by and there'll be bodies found in the park, right?
Yeah, listen.
So it's a rough area.
The thing is that when you explain it to people, they don't understand, like, what was second nature to us as kids living in that neighborhood is something that adults will never have to live through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
We reacted to everything that was around us because it was just innately in us.
We had to, grow up faster, I think.
Yes. Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Well, and for me, I'm going to be honest, for me, twice as fast because I grew up fast because I grew up in Humboldt Park, right? And I knew I wanted to get out. Then when I accepted my lifestyle as a gay man, I had to grow up again.
Oh, man.
A little faster.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, again, at this point now, everything's working against you.
Yeah. I got you.
But, when you have fight, you have fight.
Yeah.
And you'll overcome.
But you know what? What I see in you is that when you have faith is how it brought you up to where you're at right now.
Well, listen, I'm going to tell you one thing I tell my friends. It's so important for you to learn how to become your own biggest fan. And not just to stroke your own shit, but to be able to keep yourself going. I'm happy that even though I was always surrounded by a lot of support, but there's moments where some people are all on their own grind and don't have time to support you.
Yeah.
So what do you do in those moments? You got to find a way to lift yourself up.
Absolutely.
And one thing that I've learned and I share with everyone, celebrate yourself. Celebrate your accomplishments, even if you just take yourself out to a drink. You know what I'm saying? But it's so important to do that. And I'm happy I caught on to that early for myself, And again, because I knew where I came from and I knew where I was trying to go.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the hardest thing to do when you're younger. It's, we need that validation.
Yeah.
And to validate ourselves is the hardest thing to do.
Of course. Listen, it's what we live.
Right.
It's what we live.
Yeah.
And then, until you get older, you stay stuck in the social norms, and what that psyche is built, And I'll tell you, I'm sure there was a lot of people who were like, oh, this one's so full of himself. It's like, sorry that you feel like that, but yeah, I'm full of myself for myself because I'm the only one working for this.
Yep. They ain't paying your bills.
Yeah.
You know what work you put in behind the scenes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. All they see is the final product, and it's like,
You're the only one that collects your own sweat at the end of the day.
Yeah. Listen, I always say people see the glitz and glamour of this. They don't know what it took to get there. You know how many times people will be like, oh, you're such an aimless wanderer, blah, blah, kind of in those lines. I was an aimless wanderer who always knew where the fuck he was going.
Yeah.
Did you know, or did you just have like a gut feeling that you were going in the right direction?
Bro, I'm going to tell you, since I was 9 years old, I would tell my mother, I'm going to be on TV. That's what I'm going to do.
Damn.
And my mother tells me now, she says, mijo, you don't know how that I used to cringe at hearing you say that because you said it with such conviction that I said, what if it doesn't happen for him? Will that hurt him? Will that hurt him the rest of his life? You know? But I manifested it before I even knew what the word manifestation was, or what it meant.
Yeah.
And, but this is where I say, dancing chose me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I followed what chose me.
You were a chosen one because there's more people out there, right, with talent and shit.
Absolutely, but there's a lot of chosen people that don't know how to attack it, don't know how to go after it.
They lose track.
Me, honestly, and I'm not bullshitting when I say this is what I knew I was always going to do. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't know how I was going to get there, but I was going to exhaust every option to find out.
Love it.
That's beautiful.
Wow.
Only because I feel like I'm not trying to blame my parents, but they didn't really instill I didn't know for a long time. I didn't know, and I always thought just play it safe.
Is that our parents come from a different generation. Our parents come from a survival mode.
Yeah.
My mother didn't understand that this could be a career,
right,
or that this could be what it ended up doing. I was just lucky enough that she let me be.
Ooh.
She never understood it though. And all, her requirement was just do what you have to do in school and I could let you do anything else. But no, you know how many people laughed at me when I said I was going to be a choreographer or a dancer, but what's best is who laughs last, right?
Yeah.
But, and again, I get it. Growing up in our neighborhood, you're like, oh, this nigga talking about dancing TV.
Fuck out of here, right?
Yeah. Talking about?
Yeah. Go back to collecting Pokemon cards.
But bro, even when they laughed at me, that never fazed me.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was just be like, all right.
Yeah. It probably boosted you up even more, right? Yeah. I was like, watch, motherfucker, watch.
But you see, I was always kind of that person anyway.
Yeah.
Just
watch.
Right.
Just
watch. No one ever had that type of control.
Yeah.
Of me.
Now, growing up at Humboldt, did you feel like the people around you had the same drive for something, or were you able to identify that in other people?
Yeah, for sure. This is how I was able to nurture whatever I was feeling. I'm one of those kids that I was raised by a village, and I'm grateful for a lot of community leaders in Humboldt Park and, the Puerto Rican Cultural Center and the people who run the Casa Puertorriqueña, who produce the Puerto Rican Parade and Festival. I am a product of them, and they gave me the stages to dance on. When I was 17 and I started my first dance company here, they supported it. They supported
17,
it.
wow.
That's, yeah. It was my senior year of high school that I started Los Jóvenes del Swing. That a lot of the directors now that you see here danced for when they were kids.
Can you drop a name or two?
Yeah, well, Tabitha De Leo's one of my babies ever since she was 15 years old.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Rocky Quiñones started dancing with me when he was 15. There were Samantha Montes been dancing with me since she was 5 years old when I was in the youth company. And then when I started my professional company, by the time she was 13, 14, she started touring with my company.
Wow, that's awesome.
So, you got an all-star team.
Yeah. Well, I was the kid team that was making moves, and honestly, they were part of my growth as a visionary. At 17, I knew I already had too much energy to be dancing for somebody else. I had to do something that was mine.
Right, you built your own legacy.
And bro, my first choreographies were merengue choreographies.
Hey,
we did.
Wow.
Yeah, that was our shit.
What song did you use?
Yeah, where can we find that?
Yeah. Bro, again, this is way before YouTube.
Yeah.
Suavemente? I think is when we got to post a little thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, I have all of this on VHS.
Oh man.
The history.
We got to go back to your apartment and live.
Yeah, but bro, it was April 1997, April 1998. That I started Jóvenes, and I had them for 13 years, while I was here. I folded it once I left for New York for good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got to accomplish a lot, man. And we were a little dance company from Humboldt Park who we ended up performing at its Showtime in the Apollo. We were dancing on every television show. We were the first salsa company that got on the Congreso Mundial de la Salsa, the World Tour.
Wow.
So I was taking my kids to Italy, to Spain, to Korea, to Philippines, you name it. I was one of the first Chicago instructors that was able to get into that. And not because I was the better one, guys. This was just, I had a strategy for me, for my career, for my dance company.
But let's be real. You were one of the that will stand out the most, right? I mean, you wouldn't go worldwide just because of a good heart.
I was one of the first ones too. Again, I started in 1997. So by the time the Congreso world came around, I already had my dance company for about 6-7 years.
Oh yeah, you were.
So we were already used to doing dance competitions, and we were auditioning for, again, at Showtime at the Apollo. We were the first salsa company to ever perform on its Showtime at the Apollo.
Did you touch the wood?
Yeah, bro.
Hey,
yeah.
Okay.
Bro,
yeah.
We met Kiki Shepard and the whole
Oh shit.
Yeah.
And Rocky was part of that team that went to New York to do that.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. So, I always had that vision.
Yeah.
And again, you don't know how you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Me was just, I took every chance.
Yeah.
Did you meet Don Francisco?
Okay, well, so you guys don't know about my Salvador Gigante career.
Hey, my mama's gonna be all up on this.
So, bro, this is still my mother's favorite thing that I ever did in life.
Francisco, hell yeah.
But I competed on Salvador Gigante about 6 times, and I won 6 times.
Oh shit!
And one of the times that I won the most was when Grisel Ponce and I were dance partners.
Oh wow!
And
I love her.
We won the championship like 3 times back to back.
No way. So it's a good thing that El Chacal didn't come out.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Bro, listen. You when you're there, you're shitting bricks. You're like, this nigga did not come out. You know?
Is a fucking Chacal behind you with the trumpet and shit, just making you nervous?
And he's ready, bro.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's like, and we're like, just going off, bro, making sure. But I was fortunate enough first, Grisel that's like my sister, and I'm happy that at that time of our careers, we did that together,
Share the dance floor.
But Salvador Gigante, bro, imagine for Puerto Rican kid, that was like, I graduated.
That's every Saturday.
And imagine for the family, that was, listen, my family doesn't care that I worked on American Idol, that I worked on Lip Sync Battle, that I've danced on Ellen. Nothing compares to the fact that Andy bailó en Sábado Gigante. That's still the thing, but I get it.
I know your mama has that VHS.
Bro, my mother had, she still talks about that, and that was a long time ago. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
So,
who's making that call? Like judging like that Sábado Gigante?
Are they like known dancers?
I'm going to tell you what happened for us. Grisel had already been on the show prior, in prior years, and she had won the competition before with different dance partners. But the way it fell on my lap is a casting director started calling, I guess they had contact people in cities, and they would just ask for recommendations. And, and then we got the phone call that they were interested in having us.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then prior to that, you guys were working together? Or
Yeah, Grisel and I were already touring at that point.
Wow. So, growing up in the hood, moving up your way out of Chicago, trying to better yourself, you've got to see the big screen. Honestly, you're a famous person. You choreographed the new movie Shine.
Yes.
Tell us about the struggles getting there, and then going to being up there already, being on top.
Well, Shine was like a 5-year journey for me. When I had first moved to Los Angeles, by chance, my friend Gilbert Saldivar, who was one of the actors in the film, he asked me to just help him read lines, and then he was like, bro, come with me to the audition. I just want to keep going over lines. I'm like, bro, let's go. Yeah. So the director, Anthony, when he comes out, he's like, yo, you're Lyrik Cruz, right? I was like, you look around, you're like, I just got to LA, and I was already very humbled by, and in LA, I was nothing.
Just being there. You want to know what rumors were out there.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah. He was like, bro, what's funny is that the director's sister and I used to take dance classes at Carnegie Hall in New York together.
What?
And bro, this is small world. This is how he remembered who I was. And then he's always been a salsa lover. So he kind of followed a lot of our careers, just because it was his thing. He loved it. And that's how I first got introduced to the project,
So you weren't going to be part of it? You were just helping out.
I was just helping out a friend.
Wow.
But then he reached out to me a few years later. I got on as a choreographer. The name of the film was going to be called Toca. That was the first initial project. We did auditions, blah, blah, blah. Things due to setbacks, didn't happen. But then he decided to go with another choreographer. So then I wasn't part of the project anymore.
Were you hurt?
A little deceived at that point, to be honest, But it's Hollywood.
Yeah. It's a fair game.
It's what it is.
Right.
It's what it is. people have gotten knocked out so I could get a job. And you don't do that con esa malicia. It's just the nature of the business. People will continue to go with what they feel is the perfect fit for their project. But then obviously that didn't work out. And, right when he had the green light to really start filming what Shine is now, they reached out to my agents and they're like, well, we want Lyrik again. Me and my agent were like, I don't know. I was like, I think I want to leave that alone.
Were you just playing a little hard to get?
No, what was it? It's more of an energy thing for me, bro. Because again, I'm not that grand.
Yeah.
To me, it's just if it's not feeding your soul the right way,
it ain't for you.
Do it.
Right.
So, bro, I meditated and I asked the universe, like, really give me the answer of what to do it. And when I said yes, it wasn't so much because me and the director were in this great space at that point. I owed it to salsa to do it. I owed it to bring to the table what I've gained in experience in Hollywood at that point.
And you wanted to share that.
Yeah. Well, it's bigger than me. It was about our music.
Yes.
And I think that Tony also knew that. So that's where we were able to find a common ground again, that we were doing this for a bigger cause. It wasn't about Lyrik being the choreographer of Shine. It was about me being able to bring to the table what I've been doing in TV and film for the past 5 years and contribute to delivering the best that we could in this film. And, obviously I'm so happy that I did, because that project, first of all, then me and Tony ended up finding even a greater love and respect for each other because of what we put into this project. And he fully honored me in that sense. And, he trusted me with his vision. Like when someone says, I'm the one who's been working to get this money for the past 10 years of my life, and I want you to handle what's one of the biggest parts, which is the choreography of the film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But now, granted, I was also very lucky to have a great choreography team, and I got to cast a group of dancers that made that project a breeze. Wow. Something that would have been very difficult to deliver in just 12 days of rehearsal. Our salsa dancers from the salsa world really kicked ass and made that happen.
Was there a non-salsa dancer on your team?
No.
They're all salsa dancers?
But again, this is where I'm happy that Tony entrusted me in this casting process, because I also knew what vision he had and I knew what I had to deliver. And at this point, Shine is a gritty film. You had to have dancers who do this, but that have that dirt, good dirt you want, And I was also able to cast. It was very inclusive cast. We had thick bodies, skinny bodies, dark skin, light skin,
everything.
What we encompass,
because all those people, embody salsa.
So it's what represents our scene. Our scene. The one thing I'm most proud of the salsa world is that, there's a lot of things that I just hope continue to get better and people want to elevate to this next stage of performance. But one thing that I honor salsa world so much is because the inclusivity of it is one of its kind. Yeah. And it really is special.
Brings everyone together.
Yeah. It really is special.
Were you did you select the dancers?
Yes.
You selected the crew.
We had an audition in New York, and it was an open call. So we had a lot of dancers come out.
A lot, I bet. We
had a lot, but I'm going to tell you the truth, not as many as you would have thought.
Really?
Being that it was a salsa film, filming in New York, and that the choreography team was me, Grisel Ponce, Charlie Garcia, and Osmal Perones. And no, we didn't get that type of support, but it's okay because everything happens the way it's meant to be.
Yeah.
A lot of people doubted the project because it was in and out of people's ears for 10 years. So at this point when we're really finally ready to do it, people are like, bro, listen, I'm not even gonna, which I respect, but I feel that they missed out being a part of something that Hollywood really needed to see.
Yeah.
And it's that our dance matters and our stories matter. Yeah. Gentrification is a real thing that we live through, that Latinos and the African American community live through. So again, this was a bigger purpose. This wasn't just for me to go teach a few salsa steps. this was a bigger movement than that.
Bigger meaning.
Yes.
Did you treat the audition for a movie different than on stage for a performance? Is the audition different?
Well, yes, in the sense that, again, you still, if people don't know what it is to work in front of the cameras, they have to have a great face for it. And I don't mean aesthetically.
Okay.
I mean, if that smile connects in that screen, then you make sense.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of different being a good performer than being behind the screen,
film,
right?
Woof, totally different feel.
Wow.
Totally different feel.
Yeah.
Now, having the live experience that they all have, because, you know, the Salsa Congress World is all live. So it's great to have that under your belt. But, you know, it's also a different language when you're on set.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what camera A, camera B is, look up, look down, the rotating cameras, you know, that will, it doesn't matter how good you are.
Right.
Yeah.
You're going to look like an amateur.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You know, because it's a different thing, and it's a different thing that, you know, dancers, it's what we train in.
Who had the hardest time kind of picking that up? The next question is who had the easiest time.
Okay.
So,
No,
like,
I think that what was challenging was for them to understand the concept of continuity when you're shooting back to back the same scene, and how the level has to stay the same. Even if you're on the 12th hour of filming, it has to reflect like the first hour of filming.
So they went 100 the first run.
Yeah.
But they're not.
And you know, and then, you know, training them on how the background, listen, without good background, extras are just as important as anything to any project in film and TV. If you don't have extras that know what the job is and honor it like that, then the whole scene goes to shit.
Yeah. So you kind of need like a fan base cheering.
Bro, listen, I had to take myself out of so many of the dance scenes because I had to really, and I'm grateful that Tony allowed me to do what I know how to do, and he let me direct a lot of those scenes.
Wow.
But because, you know, it's how my mind works, and I'm like, extras, clap, you should be dancing, you should be doing, you know, like, just to keep
doing everything
in that. Yeah, you know, and I'm going to tell you too, man, the cast of dancers who are all world-renowned stars in their own right. I love my colleagues because, you know, again, people respect you when you show respect, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I respect my colleagues. And I just happened to be the one leading this project. It could have been any of them. I was just chosen to lead this one, and they allowed me to do it. With no kickback, no pushback, no nothing. They knew that I knew what I was talking about, and they let me direct them. And, you know, I was really lucky because, again, a lot of egos could have clashed.
Yeah.
But everyone walked in so humble to deliver this project.
Sounds like a perfect crew.
Yeah, no, it really was.
Yeah.
Listen, after working with them, first they will have my love and respect for the rest of our careers. And I will always try to throw something their way if possible.
Yeah.
Because they earned that.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, they showed up. They really showed up.
Yeah. What was one of the funniest things that you guys you saw or you did while filming?
Bro, it was so intense because we shot this film in a month.
Damn.
It takes 7 months to shoot a film.
Wow.
But, you know, we're working with a shoestring budget.
Yeah.
And guerrilla style. And this shit was like just everything had to be quick. So I think what was funny is just the delirium of every day, like, you know, tripping over the camera or just dancing in the wrong direction and you don't even notice. But honestly, it was so intense that we had fun in the rehearsal process. But when we went to work, everybody was just on. You know, just super focused and there.
It took me like 3/4 of the movie to realize that you were in there. But I recognized the glasses. I'm like, oh, those are the glasses. Yeah.
Well, you know, again, because for me at this point in my career too, this is where it's about the art for me. I don't have to be in it, and I don't have to be in front of the screen. That wasn't what I was hired to do. I was hired to deliver the scene.
Yeah.
You know? Now, of course, there's that, it's a salsa film, man. I should be dancing the whole time. And I danced as much as I did because Tony was like, no, I need you to dance, Lyrik. We need you in the camera. We need footage of you.
Get in there.
And I'm like, okay, bro, if I'm going to dance, you got to put a plasma in front of me so I can see what's going on with the dancers. because I have to direct it.
Wow, multitasking.
Yeah, bro, listen, you don't know how. That's probably what the funniest thing was, that I would shoot a scene and then I would run back behind the camera, look at the playback. Okay, fix.
Get back in there.
Then run. That's. I think the crew was laughing at me. They're like, "This man is just like go."
Yeah.
But it was hyper focused.
Sounds like you needed like some kind of drugs just to stay active, shit, right? Like,
did you ask for more speaking roles?
No, again, Anthony, directors are artists, and he was inspired a lot by Grisela and I, and he was like, man, how do I write you guys in? And we're like, listen, bro, he's super ambitious, and we're like, do not start rewriting this right now, because we need to finish this film. Don't start.
Don't go back 2 steps.
At all. And again, it wasn't about us. Yeah. And, and anybody else would have said, write me in, bro. You should write me.
Yeah.
I'm opposite.
Wow.
Don't. Let's do what I came here to do. And it's to be the choreographer for your film.
Is there somebody who got a speaking role that was timid and didn't want to do it?
No, the dancers, the salsa dancers like Antonio Doza that got one of the roles. No, some roles are just meant for people,
Yeah.
And what Antonio got to do with his role was meant for him.
Mm-hmm.
That role Tony wanted me to read for.
Yeah.
It's not, I knew it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Now, if I was a thirst bucket, I would have done it, but I have too much integrity to me.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to do something just because it's offered. And when he said, well, maybe Antonio, I was like, no, Antonio's the one. Have him read. Okay. And he was perfect.
What character was that?
God, what's the name of that character? He was the more flamboyant one out of the dance crew.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Who was he was kind of like a shorter guy, but he was really funny.
Yeah, Devin Flores.
Okay.
Well, Devin Flores, his father's a salsa legend, Nelson Flores of Descarga Latina from New York City.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that how he got in? Because of his, kind of his dad?
Well, we know Devin since he was
Chiquitito.
4 years old. No, the thing is that he's pursuing an acting career, and he's good.
Okay.
He auditioned for the part.
Okay.
It just happened to be that he's also Nelson's son and a mambo dancer. Wow. So
it just It felt right. It felt right.
Again, certain roles are just meant for you.
Yeah.
And we got the right people.
Okay. Yeah, you guys did. What are some Hollywood names that are just cool vibing, cool people that stood out to you?
Listen, let me tell you about Hollywood, right? We just live a very magnified career. Like, I really, people don't know how uncomfortable the comment of, well, Lyrik, man, you're famous. Now, no, I work for famous people is the first thing. I love what I get to work because of the level of it, the stages I get to create on, the lights, the cameras, to see your piece of work in that realm is something really special. You know, it doesn't make me better than anyone else.
Yeah.
You get me? It's just, I'm just doing my thing on another level because there is levels to this shit.
Yeah.
And people forget that, But in Hollywood, I'm going to tell you, a lot of the big names that I've gotten to work with, I'm so blessed because they're people. They're people. Passionate people who follow their dreams and are doing what they're, and face a lot of scrutiny, face a lot of, isolation because, these careers are so magnified. But bro, the fact that I've gotten to do private lessons with people like Leah Remini and, me and her, we dance.
King of Queens?
Yeah. Leah Remini. And, but her husband's Puerto Rican who has a salsa band in Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah? That's why she's friends with J-Lo.
No. So Leah is a huge fan of Latin music. And, and I get to work with Debbie Allen, who's a legendary TV film director, choreographer. And I've choreographed for Grey's Anatomy because Debbie Allen's the executive producer.
Really? Wow.
And she's brought me in to do scenes for it. But and Debbie is still, this woman is 67 years old, has been in the industry for over 40 years. And, she's sharp.
Yeah.
Boy, she's
still moving.
She's not in there because by chance. But, she's a human. She's human. And people who have extended a great friendship too. I've been really fortunate. in that sense.
How do people in Hollywood want to be approached? Like, what kind of...
Bro, anything that's forced is just like you and I, it's forced.
Okay.
And that's how you take it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's people that, you know, we all know what we sign up for when we choose this career, right? To me, there's people that you got to take it for what it is. We're just meant to do this together, and that's what it is. You're not going to break bread with everyone you work with.
Okay.
But then you find your tribe. You know, you're going to click with some actors more than what you do with others.
Right.
You know, the people I clicked with is just, we clicked. So a friendship developed out of the job.
Yeah.
You know, but there's some people which there's no shade to them. What we do is we go in, we work, and say goodbye.
That's
Okay.
it. It's your job.
And with the same respect.
But that's any job, I think.
Yeah. So, you know, it's no different when it comes to that.
So when you're walking the lobby in a Congress, how do you want like some of your fans, your supporters to approach you?
My biggest thing when it comes down to the salsa world is this. I would never take for granted the support that I received from it. The people that have been a part of my career for 20 years now and have seen it develop and have been there. I think what happens in this world, it's because we're so up close. People feel very entitled to your space and your time. You know, like, listen, if I feel like social dancing, I will. But if I don't, I don't. And it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with me thinking that I'm grand or that I just don't feel like it.
Yeah.
People have a hard time understanding that.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't understand why.
Yeah.
Because it's such a human thing. If I don't feel like doing it, I just
You
finished
won't do it.
rehearsing and performing. I don't want to dance.
Yeah.
But I want to enjoy the band. I want to enjoy the DJ. And, you know, and the fact that people in this world sometimes feel so entitled to your space and your time. That's the only thing that, you know, why I have my boundaries and I'm not so out there as I used to is just because I don't like being done to me what I don't do to people. You know, and people have a hard time flipping that around. Like right now, if I'm having a drink with you and we're talking and somebody just rudely just interrupts, hey, come on, let's go dance. Well, I would be open to it if you let me finish this conversation. Because you don't know what we're talking about, and you just...
It could be the next contract to your movie.
And now I get it. I don't think it's done with bad intent, but it's done out of entitlement.
Yes.
You know, it is done out of entitlement. And I could be honest to tell you, I don't social dance much. Now, if you're a student that took my class, hell yes, I will dance with you. But I won't dance with you just so you could get a video of dancing with me.
Which is what a lot of people are doing just for a fucking
Period.
like, right? Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I don't feed into that shit.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a student that sweated your ass off in that hour in my class, I will honor you the way you honored me.
Yep.
You're the one that deserves for me to social dance with you.
Yeah.
And that I will do without no one having to ask me.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm going to tell you how I gauge a room. I ask the person to dance that is the most timid or the most introvert and that catches my eye, that they're feeling the music but nobody's asking them to. Yes, I will do it. That's the one I want to dance with.
I'm with you on that.
Okay.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
What are some of the walls that you crash into in the Hollywood? Because I'm sure it's not a perfect road.
No. Oof. Listen, bro. This is when I tell you that was humbling when I moved to Los Angeles. You know, you moved to LA. I've been traveling the world for 14 years. Andy Cruz.
Right.
He's somebody
you know everywhere,
you know?
right?
And, you know, when you get there and the phone is not ringing and no one is booking you for nothing.
Damn.
And, you know, and at that point, I knew I was done with my salsa career at that extent.
Okay.
You know, I know that I was ready. If I was going to keep dancing, I was going to give Hollywood a try, but that was my last thing.
Like your last string
on this. Yeah. You know, and only because it wasn't the salsa world. It was just me. I wasn't fulfilled anymore. I needed to graduate.
Yeah.
There had to be something else to this.
Did you feel topped out?
Yeah, well, listen, when you think about what salsa artists do year after year, weekend after weekend, and again, it's not so much the teaching and the performing. That's what we're built for. It's more when it comes to this social dance aspect and the expectation that some promoters have of you, and again, it's like, bro, you can't pay me pennies and expect me to deliver $1 million job.
Yeah.
You know, but then when you say that and speak up for yourself, you become the difficult one. You become the one that thinks you're too good. No, I just know how to honor myself, you know.
You got to know your values, right?
Right. And not only that, and it's no shade. If I'm not good for your event, then don't bring me.
Yeah. Why ask? Yeah.
And I know her feelings.
No, it's true.
And I think a lot of them get it now, especially for me, like, bro, it doesn't mean that I don't like you. It doesn't mean that I won't support your event. If I think you're giving a quality event to people, I will speak good of it.
Yeah.
But if I think you're doing a mediocre job, then I will say you're doing a mediocre job.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's an example of a mediocre job?
Oh, let's not do that.
Come on, bro. Yo, spit it out there.
We'll just cut it. We'll just cut this audio. We'll just cut this audio. Yeah, it doesn't exist.
No, you know, to me, I think mediocre things speak for itself.
Is there a lot?
You know what they are.
Yeah.
You know when you see it.
Is there a lot of it? You travel a lot, you see everything. Is there a lot of that, or it's?
Well, you see,
are they getting better?
I don't travel as much in the salsa scene anymore. I know that there's incredible new talent coming out.
Yeah.
I think that the stronger ones on the lineup are creating really good work.
Yeah.
Different work, very athletic work. This is why so many of us are on TV a little bit more often now than what we were 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Because the level has stepped up.
Yeah.
And people have stepped up to it. To me, as far as events, it fluctuates, man, because, it all comes with what the producer wants to produce. Do you want it to look like a talent show? Then a talent show you got. If you want it to be a bunch of student teams, not taking anything away from them, but then it's a student showcase, and that's what you're going to see.
Yeah.
You
get what you pay for, right?
I'm going to tell you what my biggest problem is with some events is when you put an artist like Eddie Torres in the same lineup as a student team. I can't do that.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
You get me?
Yep.
Because I come from a world where we had to work to win our spot in that lineup. And we had to work to ever be considered to perform on a Saturday night. I had to send VHS tapes for the LA Congress to accept my submission.
Yeah.
This was a different thing before. Yeah. Now
it's so easy, right?
Now it's too easy.
Yeah.
Now it's too easy. You know, and I get it. Man, listen, this is business. We need this to keep going. You got to sell passes. Students should pay for passes because this is a dance conference. You're taking a lot of classes. You're experiencing a lot of things. You're getting on a stage. Someone's giving you a platform.
Yeah.
Yes. But to me is when you start mixing dancers who are working at this every day of their life, 6 hour to 7 hour rehearsals every day to keep delivering what they do every weekend. And then you're going to put me on stage next to a team that rehearses once a week for 3 hours. Yeah. I just can't see how that's logical. And, some events really know how they honor their lineups. And some know that, and some just create what they want to create, and I'm not a part of a lot of those events, because now that is a choice.
Yeah.
I only probably do 4 or 5 salsa events a year now, but it's for people that I believe in, people that know how to treat people that know how to honor the talent that they're bringing. Because again, I don't need anyone to roll out anything for me, but treat me with respect because I have worked really hard for it.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't want anything special, but treat me and my colleagues the same. I get it that some people are a hotter name on the ticket now than mine, and that's all good. I was that once upon a time. But you're still going to extend me the same respect.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's who I work for.
You're a Hollywood name, right?
Well, even more than that, I'm just a man who has had a 20-year-old career, and I honor it.
Yeah.
And when I come to work for you, I'm going to come bring you those 20 years of experience.
And it goes deeper than that because like you were saying earlier, like you study, you just didn't go out and social dance and then just got a clip that's so good and started seeing a lot of views.
No,
you took more time than just that.
This was a lot of sweat, tears, and blood, like legit. A lot of sprained ankles, a lot of hurt backs, a lot of sprained fingers. You know, like this was real. You know, as much time as people spent in a classroom to become a doctor, I spent in a studio to become a dancer.
You got your master's in dancing.
Yeah.
All right. So we have a little segment that's called Treyguey After Hours.
Okay.
We just like to get silly, you know, and talk about anything that annoys you, goofy stuff that happened in the rooms. You know what happens, right? Right, yeah, with that look in your face. What has been the most annoying thing and happening, not just now, you know, maybe in the Hollywood scenario too, like something that has to annoy you?
Whoa. Oh. Bro, what annoys me the most, but then it's going to get serious again. It's not.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
But social climbers, you know.
Okay.
That's what's annoying to me.
Yeah.
You know, people who can't authentically just show up as themselves.
Yeah.
You know, to shoot the shit and say hello and just laugh and talk a bit.
Yeah.
You know, fortunately, I have encountered some. You know,
in Hollywood?
No, here. In
the
salsa scene who ended up being legitimate friends. Just for being real.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
But yeah, you know, a bit of listen, you know, I think some people think that us artists want certain things and a lot of us don't want any of it.
Yeah.
We just want real conversation. Good conversation.
Yeah.
Substantial
what's
conversation.
The story? What's the story?
Huh?
I feel like you have a story.
Too many.
Yeah,
tell
us one of them. Tell us one of them.
No, you know, but again, it's all, bro. And I'm also talking to you as a 38-year-old now. If you would have talked to me 10 years ago, I was still a mess. You know, so it was
all the tea would have been spilled already.
Yeah, big time. No, you know, and again, it's just I think I'm the annoyed. I'm you know, the older you get, the more serious this continues to get.
Yeah.
So anyone who treats this like a joke can be annoying to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But besides that, what the kids are doing, they're being kids. You know, they're being young.
Yeah.
They're living the best life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
They're going to jump from room to room. They're going to get kicked out of the hotel. They're going to play the music too loud.
They're going to pull the fire alarm at 4 in the morning.
Now that, that could be a little, that was a little like, Yeah. But you know what? You know, I was part of those mega party. I was a party monster before, you know, so I'm just reformed. Bro,
Yeah.
But no, those things don't annoy me, man. To me, we all live through different stages of this. They're living a stage that I did already.
Yeah. You've been there, done
so
that.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
Like, live your life.
Cool.
You know, get fun. Get kicked out the hotel. That's on you. You know?
Yeah. So, being gay, too, in the dance scene and in Hollywood, what's that like?
Well, for me, there's nothing different than I'm a man.
Yeah.
You know, that's just, you know, I'm a businessman. I'm a choreographer.
Yeah.
I'm a proud Latino, of alpha Puerto Rican. I live my life the way that I want to be respected.
Yeah.
Have no qualms with ever saying who I am. I'm a super proud gay man.
Yeah.
You know, it's a part of my makeup.
Yeah.
It's what made me me.
It's it's your signature.
So
it goes back to like when you said there's not one adjective that defines you.
Yeah,
and gay or Puerto doesn't. Yeah,
listen, I am Lyrik Cruz. Lyrik Cruz is composed of all of the above, and he's talking in third person because that sounds like really fucking full of yourself. But you know, you get what I'm trying to say. But you get what I'm trying to say. Like those are just things. Like I have hazel eyes and I'm gay.
Yeah.
Big shit.
So what?
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't understand how people ever feel affected by something that has nothing to do with you.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't bother you. Why fuck with it?
Has nothing to do with you.
True.
Me being Puerto Rican has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Why is it ever a thing? And why does it have to be a prefix to my name?
Yeah.
Like, bro, don't ever say, hey, this is my gay friend. Bro, I will probably punch you out for saying some shit like that. And again, trust me, people have done it.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. Just like when people say, oh, he's a salsa. Oh, no, I'm actually a choreographer, creative director for TV and film. But, yeah, I dance a lot of salsa.
I had this conversation earlier about if you put these prefixes, if you like kind of like coddle me, I almost feel like you don't respect me.
Oh, bro, I'm going to tell you something that I know people don't say with malice. But you know how many times people have said, damn, Lyrik, for a big boy, you really know how to dance.
Yeah. I know you're talking about.
Oh, shit.
So, but I literally tell them, I go, for a big boy, I really know how to dance. It still doesn't.
They don't like.
They're like, bro, I just gave you a compliment. Is the face that they're giving you?
Right.
You're like, well, it's funny. I thought I just knew how to dance.
Yeah.
Without being big.
I thought I was just a pretty good dancer, period.
Yeah.
So, those things, know, but you have to call people out on that.
Because if not, they're going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
If we don't change the tone of conversations won't change.
Yeah. Because even though it may not bother you necessarily, it may not bother me, but the next person it might.
Yeah.
Well, bro, it's the same thing. Just because I am openly gay and I've been out the closet, bro, since I was 15 years old. So this is 26 years that I've been living my life as a gay man. But just because of that doesn't mean that I'm a girl. Or that you could say, oh, girl, please.
You'll still fuck somebody up, right?
No, well, it's even more than that. It's just, bro, like, don't assume that we're all the same.
Right.
Some people live for that.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, we're not all a monolith.
All right.
Yeah.
And if I do it with my friends to have a moment, I will freely do it because I am super proud of me. And I'm happy being me.
Yeah.
As long as you're happy.
But it doesn't give you a segue to think that you could just, you see, because people get really fascinated by sensationalism, right?
Yes.
Of things. So just because you know that I'm gay doesn't mean that you come talk to me like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm not even cool with you like that. Like, I really had to look at people like, who are you talking to right now?
Yeah.
Like you look back behind you, right?
Like, I'm like, dude, do I even know you like that?
Yeah.
And, just to make people fall in line. Bro.
Right. It's like when somebody doesn't speak Spanish and they go, gracias. I'm like,
right. But bro, did it present its issues? I think it was a bigger issue when I made it an issue. Okay. But the day that I stopped making the fact that I'm a homosexual man an issue, then I made people respect everything else. So, when you stop making a thing, then people stop making a thing too. It does rub off.
Yeah.
That's a good lesson, but I don't think a lot of people get it because they think if they make it a big thing, go on like Twitter or Instagram and cancel somebody, that's kind of their validation. They like that.
And too bad for them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bro, this is why I tell you. And I'm saying this now after a lot of lessons learned.
Yeah, right.
But, bro, I am like the most non-affected person about shit like that anymore because... Listen, when you know where you stand, where you plant your feet, nobody's knocking me down of my situation.
Shit like that shouldn't hold you down. Yeah.
Unfazed.
That's dope.
Yeah. No, you're deep, man. Yeah, you give me motivation, man.
Bro, listen, I think in a past life I was meant to be a preacher.
I was about to say that. Yeah. I feel like I could take on an army.
Yeah, but listen, and and anything that I say, guys, it also comes from a lot of mistakes in life.
Gotcha.
A lot of failures, a lot of bad decisions, and I had to learn. I had to learn. But I wanted to learn. And I wanted to make my wrongs right, And so it's a character thing at that point, Do you want to change your dialogue? Do you want to change your mission? Do you want to change how you're presenting yourself?
Right.
Like back in the day at Congresses, bro, promoters would literally be like, Andy, we want to book you, but, we want you to dance and to bring, get the crowd going and all of that. And, bro, I used to buy into it until I realized no one was talking about my performances. They were talking about the way I partied. So you're honoring the way that I party, but you've never once said that was a good show.
Yeah.
That made me fall in line with myself.
Like a wake-up call.
Well,
they weren't respecting your talent.
Are you hiring me to be a clown for the weekend?
Right.
Or are you hiring me to be one of your master instructors? But what was I presenting? You gotta look at yourself.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
Bro, reflection is a beautiful, terrible thing. Wow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I had to reflect. And what was I presenting?
Preach.
Yeah.
And, bro, when you do shit like that, people are going to respond to what you present. I was being a clown. I was being a party monster, and I was feeding off of it until I realized that my dance deserves way more than that. And, you know, but I had to change that narrative.
Yeah.
It was up to me.
Wow.
Yo,
man, you're preaching out here, man. It's for real.
Oh, bro, we could go for 4 more hours if we did.
Wow.
But, you know, again, this is one thing I could tell you, though, overall. Salsa has given me such a huge part of this life I wanted to live. It literally gave me the world at the palm of my hands. You know, never would I have thought that someone would be buying a plane ticket for a kid from Humboldt Park to go to Italy and dance salsa. Never. Okay. Never. You know, I never thought that was possible until it happened.
Yeah.
You know, and then it kept happening.
Yeah.
You know, but I kept working for it. Mm-hmm. You know, and you know, salsa, you know, it's been great. It's been a great journey, and I feel very honored to be an ambassador of this music. You know, that I accept just as much as so many of my colleagues are. You know, we get to really school the world on our music.
Yeah.
You know,
you get to bring that piece of music into the big screen, right? Into Hollywood.
And it's a special thing, bro. It's a special thing because, you know, I've taken that task on because I love what I'm composed of so much, and salsa and Latino is 2 of those things, you know?
Yeah.
So I will push it forward always.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow. Yeah, very good. We also have a couple games that Don Cremazo over here likes to play.
Okay.
So I feel like your answers are going to be really good. Yeah.
So I just thought about right now, which dancer that has never acted do you think would make the best actor or actress?
Dancers make the best actors anyways.
Ooh, okay. Why is that?
Period. Debbie Allen will tell you that. Period. We're the most vulnerable. You know, think about it. Our vulnerability is with our bodies.
Yeah.
We move. You know, for men, male dancers, gay or not, our bodies are instrument, and we allow ourselves to move in a way that can be very not comfortable for people.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
But we're very vulnerable.
Yeah.
You know. But I think a great actor would be Juan Matos. Would be fucking an insane comedian if he ever knew
really
how to put that energy he.
Yeah, if I come up with some. Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. You know, honestly, guys, me dancing with somebody, I've been able to dance with some pretty awesome people that are, you know, off the dance chart.
Yeah.
That, you know, I don't.
Who's somebody that you've danced with that we wouldn't even guess that you've danced with this person?
Well, you guys know that I have a clip with Jennifer Lopez that went viral, right?
Oh. Yeah. So is the red carpet one?
No. Like we literally, they caught us dancing inside of a club, and it went viral. No bro, shit. All right. So this is a funny fact,
okay.
Bro. It went so viral that the next day I woke up and I had 20,000 notifications of my social media.
Holy shit!
And I had no fucking clue how, because I didn't record it. A girl who was inside the club knew who I was, so she tagged me on it. And it's just a 8-second Snapchat clip.
Wow.
Okay, but that went viral. The next day, there was articles saying J-Lo drops Drake for new Latino boyfriend, and it's me in the back.
Toy.
Bro, I could show you when we're done. I'll show you all the articles.
Yeah,
but bro, it was crazy. Like for that week,
what were you guys dancing?
Leah Remini invited me to go out dancing to where her husband was playing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Me and her are cool. She never told me Jennifer was gonna be there. I walk into the club and I realize that they're together. But, you know, bro, again, I worked in Hollywood, so I'm very chill in those moments because, you know,
you kind of have to be, right?
So I'm just chilling, but, you know, Leah taps the bodyguard and she's like, go get him. She's like, Lyrik. And I'm already like, holy shit. Like, I'm walking as you're walking Jennifer Lopez right now, you know? Yeah. But, you know, we're there as friends. You know, they're best friends. I'm friends of Leah. We had some other friends there. And Leah, she goes, come on, I want you to dance with Jen. I was like, no. And I'm pulling her back, right? Anybody else would have been like, hell yeah. I was like, no. She was like, no, come on. And then she goes, Jen, this is Lyrik, the one I told you about. You guys go dance.
Damn, they had already talked about you.
So, bro, that clip that's of us, I was like this. Bro. So, you know, bro, this is Jennifer Lopez in your hands.
Jenny from the block.
But bro, after like 2 basics, I said, "Oh fuck that! This is what I do, boy."
And
I just started dancing.
Boy, you were getting
and
it.
It was a great night because we ended up hanging out that night and just again socializing as people. And we danced our asses
like
off,
humans.
bro. Yeah, like that 8-second clip, bro. We danced like 8 songs together that night. And it was just a night out where we were all dancing.
Is she a good follow? Honestly.
Well, she's a good performer, so she's gonna react to anything you throw at her.
Okay.
But no, she doesn't dance salsa the way we do at Congress,
Yeah.
But she's Puerto Rican from the Bronx. She holds it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a few people that said she's not a good dancer at all.
Bro, are you crazy? That's how she started her career, was as a dancer.
Man, I think she could move everybody.
No, Jennifer's an incredible dancer.
Yeah.
So basically what I'm hearing is you're the rebound guy before Alex Rodriguez.
Bro, no. bro, I'm telling you, it is so funny when you see all these clippings. I'm going to show you. But only Pop Sugar got it right. And they were like, in the clip, Jennifer Lopez dances with Puerto Rican choreographer Lyrik Cruz,
Yeah.
But, bro, it was a big thing. It was crazy. It was surreal. But, bro, what's crazy about that moment is that a week before that, I'm sitting in my studio apartment in Hollywood with 2 of my friends. We're watching this old BET fashion show, Jennifer Lopez, and I looked at them and I said, guys, I've been 1 degree of separation from her because I have friends who dance for her. We worked on American Idol together, but me working as one of the choreographers, you don't interact with the host.
Right.
They
You
come
just see
in
each other and just...
So, it's that 1 degree. And literally 2 days later, I meet her at Floridita and dance with her.
Damn. You still talk to her?
No. Again, that was just a casual encounter through mutual friends. But bro, would I love to work for her? Absolutely. Would I want to meet her again? Yeah. But I'm good with what happened.
Yeah.
Like
it
happened.
You know what? I wonder if the color ice that you have made her decision into A-Rod.
I doubt it, bro. But what we did is just, because again, it wasn't much talking, but we're in a nightclub, so it's not like
you're having fun.
Setting.
Right, you're having fun.
We're friends, and hey, let's go dance another song, that was it.
Okay.
But, it was a great night, when you look at it, for me, it was like, bro, the whole night I'm just switching off between Leah Remini and Jennifer Lopez.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty good night,
When does that happen?
Good.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Probably the last and most important question.
Yeah.
Which project have you worked on that had the best catering? Because I hear good and bad stories about catering, so I'm wondering, like, I gotta know.
Yeah, craft services could be a little funny sometimes.
They won't do it like Donald Trump and get Wendy's?
Yeah, Wendy's.
No, I'll tell you, one of the best projects that I've worked on, and I work on frequently, is Jane the Virgin.
Okay.
On the CW.
Oh.
Like, I think there's so many Latinos in that cast.
Yeah.
That, they do taco trucks some days. They bring tripleta trucks that are Puerto Rican, so yeah, they do good for us.
You get those jibaritos ready, right?
Yeah, bro, they do us right on that show.
What is the saying? Una barriga llena.
Barriga llena something.
Feliz
something.
So they know that, yeah.
We're happy on that set.
You're happy,
bro.
yep.
All the time.
Wow.
Okay.
All right, cool.
If people want to reach out to you, they want to connect with you, what's the best way they can get you?
Yeah, all my social media handles are at Lyrik Cruz, LYRIKCRUZ.
Okay.
And then what kind of services they could contact you for?
I do everything.
Everything.
Anything I could invoice you for, I do. Consultation, tarot card reading, you name it.
The IRS will approve.
All right. Lyrik, what's coming up? What's coming up for the future? What's Hollywood plans for you?
Well, bro, right now I don't want to anticipate the outcome of this, but I'm on hold for a major movie that's filming this summer, Latino-based. So, we're hoping that happens. But if not, I'm still excited for the project because it's being filmed and it's all Latin cast, Latin dancers. So, it's going to be a huge film.
Something like Shine?
Yeah, but this is like major.
Like on drugs?
Major.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it's a Lin-Manuel thing. So So it's one of his musicals they're creating into a featured film now.
Wow, very good.
Yeah, so, looking forward to that. But if not, but, the beauty of living in Hollywood is that every day is a possibility of a new project.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things in the air. But more than anything, I just hope to continue to do work of substance, work that I'm proud to do. And that I get to work with people who continue to inspire me, to be my best self.
No, absolutely.
So, definitely an exciting year ahead.
Cool. We hope you get the title.
Yeah.
And we
hope
to see
so
it.
too.
We hope that wish you the best on that. If you guys need extra, I know it could be a little stressful. People get aggravated. If you guys ever need anybody to make people laugh, contact Treyguey. We're there.
Yeah, and guys, listen, thank you for having me too, and know that nothing that you're doing is too small or too big. You know what I'm saying? Do it. You're gonna inspire somebody. You're gonna move somebody. And again, we need more Latinos in everything. More Latinos in media. We need more Latinos in film. We need more Latinos in dancing. We need you guys. So
no, thank you.
So
thank you.
I wish you guys the best with this project too.
Thank you. Any why it's worse you wanna leave off for the dancers? Anything that you wanna
for dancers
let off your
yes,
chest?
There is.
Preach it out. You're great at
for dancers is respect the process. Respect the process of what this is, and don't find the fast lane, because the fast lane won't. As fast as you try to get on, is as fast as you're going to be forgotten. Do work of substance and work hard to become something legitimate in this. Don't just be another one on the lineup. If you get what I'm saying, be something that people look forward to, and make sure that you're doing a job that's servicing others. That it's not just for self-gain. When you do something that's with a bigger purpose, it has greater meaning to it.
Awesome.
That's dope.
Awesome. Well, awesome. All the way from Hollywood streets, we have Lyrik in the house. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, guys.
You're always welcome with open doors and open arms.
Thank you. Yep. Look forward to the next one.
Anything, Cremazo?
No, that's it.
Awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in, and until next time.
Yep. We out.
Peace.
All right, guys, so that was the episode with Lyrik, and it was some dope contact. I had a blast filming that. Make sure you guys follow us on the socials. We're on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify. So make sure you go subscribe, follow us, hit us up on our Facebook too, Instagram. We always try to put some funny content in there for you guys to laugh and get throughout your day. And before this episode ends, I just want to send a huge shout out. It's a birthday shout out to a beautiful girl, basically a person that I really love, and her name's Michelle. Michelle, I love you with all my heart, and I hope you have the best birthday ever. As you can see, Chicago loves you too. Bye. Till next time.